First off, I just want to say thank you everyone for coming. I know that this will mean a lot to Roger. It means a lot to our families that you all showed. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you all showing up. I just want to share a few memories that I've had of Roger growing up. First of all, just want to say thank you to family who came from afar and friends who came from afar as well. Growing up was hard. Growing up when we were first put into a foster home was hard. And there's always two things that would remain constant as in our first few years of our lives, and that was that Tammy, Roger, and I, we all had each other. And we clung to each other because this is what we knew. We were in a foster home, we were away from our families, and we were away from our mom. We were away from just our siblings. But the second thing that was always constant, and this is just something that we've heard throughout the entire day, is that Roger was our protector. Shortly after we were adopted, I heard the story quite a few years later. Mom and I were talking just about adoption and what happened, and Mom told me that shortly after we were adopted that Roger was caught hoarding food. It was an old habit that he had kept from the foster home, as in our foster home we weren't very well fed. So Roger, even at the young age of, right from day one, as soon as Tammy and I were there, he took care of us, and he'd wake up in the middle of the night and he would go and take food, and he would come back into the bedroom and he'd wake up Tammy and I, and he'd make sure that we'd eat. And then after we ate, he would then sit down and eat himself. Roger started that right from day one. Roger always had I don't know about to any of you, but I know Roger always had a hard time saying I love you to me. There's one time we were living in, Mom and Dad were living in 272nd and Wannock, and Roger came up to me and we were in the kitchen and he said, I need to tell you something. And I knew what he was going to tell me, because I knew what he was going to tell me, and I knew what he was going to say. But he had a hard time saying it, and he kept insisting that I sit down. So anyways, after a while I just sat down, and he would take a deep breath and finally come up and say, I love you. But it took him so much just to say those three words, even to his own brother. Just one last story that I'll share with you all, and it's when growing up, Roger liked to tease everybody. He likes to play pranks on everybody, and when his friends weren't around, like Carl and Jeff, he's now gone, but he always liked to play pranks on his younger siblings. And we were all getting ready for school one year, and Mama had us going back and forth into the bedroom to try on clothes. Mom had sent me into the bedroom with a pair of pants, and not even a couple minutes later, Roger comes in and he's got this shirt. And he hands it to me and says, Mom wants you to try on this shirt. So I put on this, as I'm putting on the shirt, I noticed that the buttons are on the wrong side. And so I'm buttoning up this shirt, and I looked at Roger and I said, Roger, I said, the buttons are on the wrong side. I should have clued in right there, but I didn't. He had the big smirk on his face, and I hated that smirk. He knew he was up to something. But with a big smirk on his face, he just said, no. He insisted I try it on. Mom really wanted me to try on this shirt. if you knew me growing up, I've always liked wearing preppy clothes, I guess you would say, collared shirts and all this and that. And this was a collared shirt, and so as I'm putting on the shirt, he insisted that I try on. I put it on and I started to get comfortable on it. And I thought, oh well, you know, it's comfortable on me, it's a nice shirt. It feels really nice on me. And again, Roger's got this big smirk on his face, and so as I'm going out from the bedroom, I have a big huge smile on my face thinking, great, I have this great nice shirt on, nice comfy shirt on that, you know, I'm rather proud of the shirt. And first thing I hear come out of Mom's were, almost simultaneously you could hear Mom saying, why are you wearing a girl's shirt? And Roger busting a gut in the bedroom. He truly loved to prank his younger siblings, and unfortunately, Tammy and I caught the most of it, and I'm pretty sure he caught a lot of them too. You know, Roger was always one who he liked to play rough, but he meant well. He would pretty much come up to you, and I'm pretty sure Carl here can vouch for this, and I'm pretty sure Renita can vouch for this. He would just come up to you and he could just belt you one, and he didn't mean anything by it. It was just his way of saying, well, I guess his way of saying I love you. Because he always did it. I remember one time I saw Roger and Renita, they were sitting on the couch. I can't remember where we were, but Roger would always, you could always tell when Roger was going to get giddy, because you could always just see, you had a smile on his face. You know that's a smile, right? And everybody else who knows him too. He always had this, he'd come up with a smile on his face, and the minute you saw that smile, you knew something was up. And then he'd always get all giddy, and he'd always get all giddy, and then the smirk and the laughs that would follow after, and he knew he was up to something. But the thing I was going to say about when I saw Roger and Renita staying with that thing that he likes to play rough, and Renita was sitting on the couch, and Roger had just gotten all giddy and excited, and all of a sudden Roger, you know how big Renita is? She's only about so high, and Roger, he's quite big. Roger decides to throw himself on top of Renita. But that's just who Roger was. You know, that's how he liked to play around, and that's who he liked to. That's how he basically showed his love, because it was so hard for him to say I love you. As we all know, Roger was stubborn as a mule. I don't think that had to be said. He always had a really quick wit about him. You could say something to him, and 2 minutes later he'd shoot something back at you. He's always very quick-witted. And as we all know, he was strong as an ox in his early days, up until his disease hit him. But he was always strong as an ox, and that's how I'd like to remember him. Just in closing, I'd just like to say that he really liked his friends, and that made him the best friend to so many. As we found out throughout the afternoon, that he had so many best friends, because that's who he was. He loved to protect, and he loved to be there for everybody, so everybody was his best friend. He really loved his family, making him a great grandson, a great uncle, great nephew, great cousin. And he really loved his siblings. That's what I can really say. He really loved his siblings, and he really loved his children. If there's 2 things that we know from Roger, 2 things that we know is that he really loved his siblings. He always took care of his siblings. Didn't matter where you were. Didn't matter if he agreed with you. He was always there for his siblings. And the same thing can be said for his children. I've always heard the love that he's had for his children. That is a bond that, or I'm not quite sure what I'm trying to say there, but I mean, all I can say is that he really loved his children, and that he would do anything for his children. wrap things up, although Roger may be gone in body, he's still with us today. And I was talking to Renita and I told her, I said, she may be gone, or he may be gone in body, but he'll never die. We just continue to share our stories that we've heard today. We continue to share our memories, whether they're happy, whether they're sad, it doesn't matter. We just continue to talk about Roger. We will keep him alive, and I really hope that going forward that everyone here, as we leave here today, that we can all just make sure that we keep his memory alive. Just keep talking about him. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for coming tonight, or coming today. I really appreciate everyone coming. It means a lot to me, it means a lot to our families, both sides of our families, so thank you very much. Have a safe journey home, and take care of yourselves.